Roman emperor renamed Jerusalem, gave it another name, and renamed the land, scattered the Jews, uh, exiled them from the land of Israel in an attempt, in a very anti-Semitic attempt to destroy the Jewish people and never allow them to have a homeland again. And this renaming of the land of Israel as Palestine is the first occurrence in history and is completely anti-Semitic. It is a Roman declaration that Israel will not have the land. This has always been a disputed land. In 638, for the first time, Arabs took the land from the control of the Byzantine Empire, and they, for the second time then, imposed the name Palestinia, which goes back to the Philistine or Philistine origin. They forced the Islamic faith on all the inhabitants, imposed the Arab language, stopped Christian pilgrimages, or at least throttled them. And that's what, for centuries of this conflict, for centuries, that's what gave rise to the unthinkable Crusades. You often hear about the Crusades, but you don't hear the backstory. The backstory is that this will not be a Christian land, and this will not be a Jewish land. This piece of pie belongs to us, and we will not share it with anyone else. That's the backstory. And you don't hear that, and that backstory is playing out again. Israel has tried to make a place for Christian tourists to come there. There's a Christian part of the old city. There's an Armenian part of the old city. There is an Arabic part of the old city. There's a Jewish part of the old city. They've tried to make a place for everyone. They've respected their holiest site, the Temple Mount, making room for the Arabs. While the Arabs have often gone to the Western Wall and at times pelted Jewish people and Christians who are praying at that wall below. There's something going on here more than just a military or geopolitical issue. There's a spiritual dynamic that's at work here. In World War I, after World War I, the British took possession of the land, the central land that we call Israel, from the Ottoman Turks. And under the mandate of the League of Nations, they created the idea of a Jewish homeland. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've just got one tiny slide here. This is the amount of land. You can see the Jordan River here. This is the land of modern Israel. This is the land that would be given to the Arabs. So they would be given land on the east side of the Jordan, and the west side would not be called Israel. Britain called it Palestine. But the idea was that it would be a homeland for the Jews. They've already got all of the other Arab nation land, and they've got this slice of the pie, which is twice as large as Israel, but that's not adequate. In 1590, the land was dismal. It was empty. It was neglected. It was abandoned. It had fallen into ruin. The British Council said in 1857, it is void of inhabitants. The great need is a body population. And it isn't until the Zionist movement begins. It isn't until Jews, like a eschatological clock turns on. It isn't until they begin to come back to this forlorn, absolutely abandoned land. It isn't until they get the piece of pie out of the refrigerator that their Arab neighbors say, no, you can't have that. That despicable piece of land belongs to us. And now that it's blossoming like a desert, our Arab friends want it. But it's more than it appears. This is a spiritual battle that's playing out about the sovereignty of God and his right to give the land to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. We're praying for the peace of Jerusalem.
We know our nation desperately needs prayer with repentance, but many of you are going through your own struggles with health, finances, relationships, and so much more. We at the Radio Training Network Prayer Line, together with Project Pray, are honored to be here to minister to your personal needs. So call our live Hope line at 855-514-HOPE. That's 855-514-4673.